141 runs on your debut against India. Those memories.
141. So my test debut was against the West Indies. I didn't get a century. Didn't get a lot of runs. I think I got about 15. Probably the biggest moment that stands out in my career, just making your debut. Being a young kid, we used to go to Newland Stadium, sit in the sands, and dream of being one of those guys playing there. So, to get that opportunity, December 2014, that will always stand out.
Is there good money in cricket?
Is there good money in cricket?
Most soccer players, when their career is done, guys, we find that they make a lot of mistakes, even in my industry. I've made also the same mistakes in the music industry. New money, messing it up, partying, girls, fast cars, expensive clothes, etc. And sadly, some of us don't grow out of it, or don't get the right mentorship, or don't invest wisely. And the sad thing that a lot of my musician peers, even our predecessors, die broke. We have to put money together for them, which is the same thing that happens also in soccer. But it's different in rugby and cricket. What makes it different? How passionate I am about entrepreneurship and business. Started multiple businesses, failed a lot of times, but God has been good. I'm not complaining. A few ventures of ours are doing really well. But one thing that I get from a lot of people is, why didn't you tell us when you're starting this business? We wanted to come on board. We wanted to invest. So for the entire month of February, before we launch our brand new venture, which will be launched in March before Easter, we've opened it up to potential investors to come on board. I will not speak about what the venture is, but you will be hearing me on all social media. You'll be seeing this company that we're going to launch very soon everywhere. You're going to see me posted on my social media platforms every day. I've come together with a few professionals to start this brand new venture. We're all good and professionals in our own right in different fields, and we've come together to start this venture. We've got a technology partner in it, and it's a well-oiled machine. We've got a business plan. We've got an incredible plan as to what we're going to do with this venture. So we've got an opportunity for you to buy some shares into the company. So when I started it, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to own 51% through my family trust and my foundation. And then I'll open it up to potential investors, the other 49%. And all the shares are gone with an exception of 12.25%. And we are pushing 200,000 rands per share. So if you're interested in investing or hearing more about it, what it is, where is it going to be, how does the business plan look like, etc., 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 shoot me a DM on my Instagram, shoot me a DM maybe on my TikTok, shoot me a DM maybe on my Twitter. And then I'll also be doing a series of different webinars to talk about this brand new venture that's coming. And we are hitting the ground running from the 3rd of March. It's going to be one of the biggest companies in this country over the next 5 to 10 years. And I'm very excited. Like, I'm calling Noguzbamba. I want to talk about it, but I was like, let me open it up to the public first, and let's see if there's anybody who's interested in this 12.25%. Or maybe you just want to buy one share for 200,000 rands. And I know you've got a lot of questions already. We will deal with them when we have our private conversation or our private meeting. You are probably our upcoming investor, or you're probably going to be my business partner, and let's grow this brand new venture together. Talking about people that are doing incredibly well with impressive resumes. This brother here has been married for 8 years. He's an incredible father. He loves his family. He's a family man, and his international career is quite impressive. He shot onto the professional scene around 2014. And let me tell you something that I didn't know also. I didn't know that where's this point? Where's this one here? Where's this one here? He now leads the South African Test and ODI teams. No. Where is it? Oh, he has never lost a Test match as captain. I didn't know that.
Good, man.
For many hustlers out there, a criminal record could be the biggest stumbling block for them succeeding or getting ahead with their lives. So it is important for you to stand out from the crowd in this job market. That's why PostNet is here to help you succeed. Did you know that many positions require a criminal record check before an applicant can be hired? Yeah, bro. I mean, from lawyers, educators, retailers, bankers, healthcare professionals, and many more. For just 305 rands, add a Huru criminal record check to your CV so you can stand out from the crowd. Visit your nearest PostNet store today. PostNet is helping you succeed. PostNet, helping you succeed. I'm not happy. I'm wearing the wrong t-shirt.
A lot of people are not happy. Even tomorrow, a lot of people are not happy.
We're recording this episode, guys, a day before the derby. So tomorrow, what's your prediction for the score?
Tomorrow, I'm hoping for a 2-1 Chiefs score, but I think we need a red card as well in that Pirates camp as well.
I'm predicting a 2-0.
For Chiefs, eh?
Oh no, Pirates. Yeah. Well, he's from Cape Town and you got into cricket, and I would like to hear your life story. There's probably avid followers of your work. I haven't heard your story, and I'm quite honored to meet you in person. I've always just known you from television and just through your work, you know. You've been an excellent captain, and thank you as a country. I appreciate you, my brother.
No, thank you. Thank you for the kind words.
Where did it all start?
Yeah, I was born and grew up Kwalanga, small township in Cape Town. I grew up in a sports mad family.
Please pull the mic towards yourself. Yeah, thank you. Sure.
As well as the community as well, where cricket was only one of the sports that was loved. There was football, there was rugby, there was hockey. And I think from an early age, I was involved in a lot of sports, anything that had to do with the ball, really. Life in the township, as you would know, it's very thrilling, very exciting, but can also be challenging. I was fortunate that I kind of got out of my life as a township from, I think I was about 11, 12.
How did it happen?
I got a bursary to go into one of the schools in Cape Town called Sachs College, and I guess from there it was a sports bursary. And I guess
how did you get a sports bursary? Were you performing well before? And why did you choose cricket?
So back then, there used to be, Ulanga used to have some sort of a relationship with some of the private schools in the area, mainly Bishop's College, Weinberg. Sachs wasn't really there. So they would, any of the talented black kids who were either good in cricket, either good in hockey, they would absorb into the school, and they would provide bursaries for the guys. So I guess I was one of the guys who was identified, and for the, I went to the school. I think I was in grade 3, grade 4, and you can understand the culture change or the culture shock that one would face coming from Elokshin into those type of environments. And I think for the longest of time, I always believed that I was there on a sports bursary, but needless did I know that my mother was finding ways to pay for my school fees. And I remember my uncle shouting at me when on TV I would tell people, like I'm saying now, that I was on a bursary when I wasn't actually on a bursary at that time. Umama was loaning money from loan sharks. And that can get a bit tricky at times. So, that's how I kind of got out of that. And I've been in that system, I guess, for as long as I know. I benefited immensely, and I lived quite a pretty privileged life, where opportunities were there in abundance. And I guess I was given everything to kind of realize my full potential. As a family, we left Cape Town when I was about 13 years old. We came up to here, Johannesburg. Then I got a proper scholarship to St. David's this time, and then there kind of the cricket took over. It blossomed. I ended up kind of going through the ranks. Cricket was always there, but there was always football on the side. Naturally, as Ndwana Sekasi, we all played football. I would have loved to make it in football, but I think cricket, because of the schools that I went to, cricket always being accessible, infrastructure, coaching, that's how cricket kind of took over. And and I think it wasn't the best decision. Got two younger siblings. They're not into sport. They're into the corporate world, and they're doing very well there. Parents, fortunately, are still around. They're still alive and kicking. Like you said, married now for the past 8 years. Got a little one, who's probably my bundle of joy, my everything at this point in time. And yeah, play cricket, have that responsibility of captain of the country, massive pressure, responsibility, but there's a lot of satisfaction that comes with it. I think I could speak all day about my journey, but I'll probably just leave it there.
No, man, let's speak. I love it when you speak. I love guests that actually open up and share their stories. We just want to inspire the hustlers out there, you know. You don't just become a captain. You have to have some sort of leadership qualities from a young age. What do you think, or where, or when do you think you came up with those? Or do you think you were just one of those kids that just grew up different with leadership qualities? And what is it that you think, apart from just being good at the sport, that made you captain?
So I never had any captaincy credentials, if I could say, growing up. I was never the captain of the team. But I mean, you know how it is in the private schools. It's all about the one who's good, the one who behaves. Tina's asking mommy, Tina, we're always late. We get there with the wrong kit. Our parents were never always able to assist with tea and biscuits, so we're never really candidates from a captaincy point of view. Even coming into professional cricket, probably had a stint there and there of being a captain. But I think also I never really had any ambition of being captain. So when I got the opportunity as captain 2021, 22, around then, came at a bit of a surprise for me. And the first question I asked was the director of cricket then, why me? Why do you want me to be captain? And I guess from then they started to speak about leadership qualities, and how I guess they feel that I was the best person at that time to kind of take the team forward. When I came in as a captain, it was quite a tricky time within the system. There were administratively within Cricket South Africa. There were issues. There were issues there. There was the whole SJN. I forgot what it's called, but it was basically an inquiry into the cricketing system, looking at racism and how certain players were oppressed within the cricketing time. Questions were asked within our team as the Proteas, how we deal with the differences, or if there's any racism. Past players came out and spoke about their stories. So there was a lot of those type of conversations happening within the team, and I think you can appreciate the fact that, I mean, we are cricketers, you know, that's what we know. Not all of us are well versed when it comes to politics and the history of the country. All we know is to catch a ball, hit a cricket ball, and bowl it as well. So, you know, being a captain and the team as well was in a transition where a lot of our senior players or the legends of the game had left, your A.B. de Villiers, Hashim Amla. So I come in as a young captain. You kind of have to navigate and deal with all of these issues, and at the same time you got to make sure that your own game as well doesn't get affected. But look, I mean, I'm still here now to tell the story. So I think, I mean, I did a decent job. Look at where the team is now. We have a Test Championship in front of us. We've been in finals, we've been in semi-finals. So I think there's a lot of good work, not just done by myself, but by a lot of us within the team. I think, I mean, they always say your character is shaped by your experiences, your background, all of that. I think for me, I had the best of both worlds growing up, you know, being Indwana Yasekasi, growing up there. I understand that life, I understand how the guys think. And then you come into the white system, I could call it, you understand that culture. So I think I was always able to kind of bounce around between those two worlds. And I think that makes it easier to kind of interact with people within the system.
141 runs on your debut against India. Those memories.
141. So my test debut was against the West Indies. I didn't get a century. Didn't get a lot of runs. I think I got about 15. probably the biggest moment that stands out in my career, just making your debut. Being a young kid, we used to go to Newland Stadium, sit in the stands, and dream of being one of those guys playing there. So, to get that opportunity, December 2014, will always stand out. My ODI debut, that's where I scored 100. I remember the night before I was very nervous. I slept about 2 to 3 hours before that game. It's not advisable to do that before a cricket game.
Yeah.
But I was fortunately able to score the runs that I got. Scored 100, I think 113, and ended up being, I think, man of the match in that game as well. The T20 debut, I think that was against India, in India. Did quite nicely there. I can't remember what I got. But I think the biggest one that stands out is the test debut.
Yeah, and you also, your highest test score, 171, right?
Yeah, 170 odd. That was now recently, about 2 years ago, I think, again against the West Indies. So Tina Kaya Sikulesis, we grew up watching the West Indies.
Yeah.
My uncles, they all played sport. I guess they played at the highest level that they could, considering those times. And there was a lot of talk about the West Indies, your Brian Lara, Carl Hooper, guys of that nature. So, firstly, to make my debut against West Indies was one thing, but then to go and accomplish and get my highest test score at this point against them is another thing.
The TEMBA BAVUMA Foundation.
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of pride and satisfaction by the work that we do there. We launched it in 2016. And basically, the essence of it was to holistically empower talented cricketers that come from your previously disadvantaged areas through the avenues of sport as well as education. We've tried to systemize my development as Ndwana Isuga. Ekasi, who got the opportunity to go into, I guess, these white systems, and I know the benefits that come from it. Obviously, from a cricketing point of view, from an educational point of view, but also from a general ethos point of view, the values that you get in being in those systems. So we identified talented cricketers around Gauteng and Cape Town. Gauteng was where we piloted everything. We put them into our PostNet schools here in Gauteng as well as Cape Town. We pay for their tuition fees. So schools of the likes of your St. John's, St. David's, St. Stithians, we pay for their tuition fees, but we also walk that road with them. So there's a big mentoring aspect behind our foundation. And for us, because I'm cricket, people will expect us to develop and produce cricketers. But for me, it's if the boy or the girl goes out to become an accountant or a doctor, we feel that is a success, as if they have gone on to represent the country. At this point, we've got a couple of success stories of the foundation. We've got, I think, two individuals who are accountants. They come from Deep Sloot. They were with us from since they grade 8. They've gone through the tax and they've graduated, and they're working as accountants. We've got an LLB student, Musiabonga. He's finishing off at tax. We've got a couple of boys. They've matriculated. We're at varsity. I think the one for me that kind of stands out is one of the boys. He actually plays with us now at the Lions, the provincial team. So we share the same changing room. I think that one, like I was said to the foundation team last time, I'm a bit biased to that one. But the fact that it's one thing, you start a foundation, you have this vision, but now, he's right there in front of you. You're sharing the space, same space. It's another thing. We've also got other aspects of the foundation where we do infrastructure projects, or we either build or refurbish cricket facilities in your needy clubs or communities. We've done a couple in Soweto. We also have a social initiative where we lend a voice to all the to some of the social ills that befit our community, and this came out mainly through COVID, where COVID really exposed where we were lacking as a country. People didn't have access to basics such as your food, clothing, things of those like gender-based violence that became a thing that became much more prominent as well. And as a foundation, we lend a voice to all of those initiatives. But I think next to my family, the foundation, the work we do there gives me a lot of joy.
Transformation in cricket in 2025.
Transformation.
I mean,
What about transformation?
It's been the biggest agenda for many, many years. You know, that when we look at our national team all the time, there's always conversation around, cricketers being nurtured from an early age. So I'm glad that your foundation does a lot of work from early age, even especially in communities, black communities. Is it transformed?
Look, I think transformation will always be a conversation. I think transformation is definitely a need, and I think the more people kind of accept and understand that, the easier it is we can kind of go about implementing it. I think like any system, when not DJ Sport, there's times where you have to have a deeper introspection into it and see if you can do it a bit better.
Yeah.
It's not to say that whatever policy or intervention you've put in is redundant or useless, but we can maybe have a look if we can do it a bit better. I think transformation, I mean, if you look at the team, you've got guys like myself, there's Ukagiso Rabada, there's Ulungingidi, Keshav Maharaj. There's a lot of guys who are doing well on the international scale. I mean, all those guys, you see them in the rankings, the ICC rankings. Guys are number one in the world. So transformation is working, right? But as you would know, as we would all like, we'd like to see a lot more opportunities being given, and it's a quality opportunity. So for me, I mean, when you speak about transformation, it's about providing the guy the right type of opportunity, but also giving him the support. Some guys require a little bit of support, naturally so, but it's about giving him the resources so that at least he can also dream to be someone. For me, growing up in those white system, I had the opportunity to dream. Whenever I go back home, Langa, and I'm with my friends, guys that I grew up with, guys that I played sport with them, I always think it's humbling for me because I always feel to myself, if I never had the opportunities that I had, I may not have been in this position. I may be in their position where some of my friends, they're Uber drivers, they work in your retail shops, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I guess I was always allowed to dream bigger, and the support were there. So for me, transformation is it's more in the mind. How do you see yourself? What are you pushing towards? And what is it there around you to support you to get to where you are?
Is there good money in cricket?
Is there good money in cricket? Yes, there is good money in cricket. You can definitely make a career out of cricket. I think the advent of T20 cricket, that's changed the game. T20 cricket is a lot quicker. It's a lot more attractive. And you can make a good deal of money. And I think a lot of the young guys now are tending to go that route. Whereas Kulagwetu, it was all about test cricket, the baggy green, which is the green cap that you get. That has your number, the white clothing. That's what we dreamed. That's what we dreamed of when we thought of playing for the country, playing for South Africa. But the young guys now, T20 cricket. You don't have to have played for the country, and you can literally just go around the world playing all these T20 leagues and tournaments. They play very well. You can definitely make a career out of it.
And I mean, cricket is an interesting sport, and just to see all these big companies and the money they're throwing into the sport is quite interesting, especially on the international arena, right? And to see local guys from Ekasi, playing such a sport is always humbling and inspiring for all of us that just grew up with football on our TV screens all the time and loving football. So, to hang out with you guys, to see you guys, to have black players there is always inspiring for our youngsters. And what I want to know is, most soccer players, when their career is done, Guys, you find that they make a lot of mistakes, even in my industry. I've made also the same mistakes in the music industry. New money, messing it up, partying, girls, fast cars, expensive clothes, etc. And sadly, some of us don't grow out of it, or don't get the right mentorship, or don't invest wisely. And a sad thing that a lot of my musician peers, or even our predecessors, die broke. We have to put money together for them, which is the same thing that happens also in soccer, but it's different in rugby and cricket. What makes it different? What's different about your sport?
I think it's a lot different now. I think maybe 15 years ago, you could speak of you would hear of stories like that, where unfortunately some of our fellow black brothers haven't, I guess, thought of the future, and haven't planned of the future. And I think for me, it's a lack of knowledge, lacking financial literacy, not having the right type of advice around you. And I think, like you say, that's the thing, right? You grow up, imali awuqhelanga, awujwayelanga, and then all of a sudden now you're 21 and you're earning 2 million rand a year. That tests someone, and if you don't know how to use that, you can kind of go off the rail. Where I think now, I mean, there's a lot more support structures. From young, guys are nurtured. Guys are made to understand about the value and importance of money, about planning for the future. Guys are a lot more educated, and I think we learn from, I guess, the previous guys' mistakes. So I think now it's a lot better. But I think, yeah, cricket and rugby, I think just the support. There's probably a lot more support. Yeah.
What are you invested in?
From a financial point of view?
Yeah. For the future of your children. I'm in beverages. I'm starting a new venture. I just spoke about it. I'm in property, real estate.
Yeah.
And I'm also in broadcasting. Failed many times. Had my run-ins with SARS. Made a lot of financial mistakes.
Yeah.
And I've also been one of those guys who've splashed, their success. And a lot of decisions that I made when I was young, I regret. But I'm glad that God blessed me to have that wake-up call and change my moves and the way I move. So I'm invested in real estate, food and beverages, and also media and broadcasting. What are you invested in?
Okay. So I guess, I have all your personal investment, I guess all your basic and journal stuff. And then apart from that, I'm part of a media company. Believe it or not, name is Shamba, and
Nice.
we do
Nice.
outdoor advertising. I'm not going to punt it now.
No, you can. It's okay. No, you can.
Yeah, so I joined. It's a friend of mine. I joined the company about 2-3 years ago. Like I say, we do outdoor advertising, your large format billboards, building wraps. Then we do your other non-traditional stuff like wall murals. That's for me, it's quite cool. It's a different space from cricket, but it's all relationships. It's all building relationships and seeing how, I guess, you can provide a solution to whatever problem that they have. So that's what I do in my spare time outside of cricket. And I guess I'm fortunate that I'm able to get involved in it while I'm not dependent on it for survival. I think there's a lot more passion to it than me trying to earn or keep things stable at home. Property. I'm invested in property as well. Yeah.
Why did you get into property?
I think property. So I studied finance. I've got a degree in finance. Property, I guess, is the safest and easiest thing to get into from an investment point of view. The income you get there can be passive, and it can look after itself. And it's also a long-term game. So I got in it from a young age. I haven't bear the fruit of it now, but probably in the next 5 years or so, I'll probably start seeing some good things coming from it. But I think property, it's honestly the easiest thing to get into.
I say that all the time as well. And now you're looking into growing your property portfolio over time.
I'd like to. I mean, we're always looking for opportunities. Almost got into some commercial stuff within this area here in the CBD. I think there's a lot more red tape that you have to go through if you want to invest here in the commercial space. But yeah, we're always looking for opportunities, really good opportunities. I think there's a lot of opportunities out there. It's a matter of finding the right opportunity.
Theo Baloyi runs a very successful shoe brand called Batu.
Heard of it,
Theo Baloyi is a financial person just like you. And it's not only him. The few finance guys that I know who've gone on to get into business or entrepreneurship are doing really well. And I'm like, maybe because they've got the understanding of finance. What inspired you to go study finance? Because clearly it's coming in handy in everything that you're doing.
So firstly, I mean, Ekaya, it was all about, as much as I played cricket, it was about you're going to go to varsity and get a degree. So that was always instilled in me. I guess finance, I mean, I don't know, I always just drew to it. I was always inclined to it. Numbers, maths, accounting, those are the subjects I did at school, and it felt a lot easier doing those subjects. I think if I wasn't playing cricket, and if the football didn't happen the way I would have wanted, I'd probably be in a 9 to 5 as well, wearing a suit somewhere in one of those banks. I think I struggle to do that now, but I guess it's always been closer to some sort of a passion. And I think also, like, I mean, you look at your situation, Nikaya, and you wanna change the situation. And I guess having a good understanding of numbers, of money, I think helps you to be able to change, what is the space around you.
Apart from being in the field, from being an incredible cricket player or coach, what are other opportunities that are there in the sport apart from just participating in the field?
Other opportunities. So I think I'll use myself as an example. I'm 35 this year, and generally at this age, that's when guys start to look to retire. So if I do retire, I mean, I guess there's opportunities. It's either go into coaching, you can go into administration. I guess the fact that I've got a formal qualification, that would assist me. You can go into broadcasting or commentary, which a lot of us do. I still do it. I do it now when I'm not playing. What else is there? Yeah, that's probably. I mean, you can be ambassadors for some of the corporate partners that you find within the cricketing space. Like you said, I mean, there's a lot more that are coming on board now, and I think that because of the positive sentiment that you find around the game. Yeah, I think those are probably the more immediate ones. Yeah, opportunity wise.
You are very well traveled. What did traveling do to you, to your mindset and your thinking when you started traveling all these different countries?
I think it opens you up, right? You get to learn about different cultures. I love my food, so getting to taste cuisines, I see in Sri Lanka or India, that's an experience in itself. India, you got to be a little bit careful about what you eat.
Going up and down the
Yeah.
6'9".
You got to be a bit careful. Yeah, it's exploring. I think the biggest thing is opening your mind, but you also get to appreciate what is there back home. I think, Tina, we live a very privileged life here in South Africa. Yes, we have our issues, but other countries have bigger issues out there. So you tend to appreciate things a lot more.
I always say that, like, I don't think people who haven't had the opportunity to travel outside of South Africa understand how blessed we are to be living in this country.
We live a good life.
Every time when I travel, bro, like, I'm always grateful I'm from Mzansi,
We live a good life.
And as the conversation continues, I also want to know your future after retirement. How does that look like? Have you started planning for it?
My future after retirement, like it's getting closer and closer to that time. And I think from a stubborn perspective, I don't want to be in that space where I'm thinking of what I'm gonna do when the cricket is gone. I've got the foundation. I'd like to get a lot more involved within the foundation and executing the projects under the foundation. I'll get a lot more involved within our media company, Ishamba. Like to travel a lot more as well. Cricket has been everything. I've dedicated a lot of my time and energy to it. You don't get to spend the time that you want with your family. So, after those days, I'd like to spend a lot more time with them. I'd like them to be able to experience as much as I did, because of the cricket. Maybe later on, I think I'll get back involved in cricket. When I'm done, I'd like to just kind of step away from the game, and maybe just find myself outside of that sport, if it kind of makes sense. Like I said, cricket is it's all that I've known. It's been a big part of me, but I think there's a part of me that kind of wants to find the other side of TEMBA, outside of what people know me as, the cricketer and the captain and all of that.
Would you like to have more kids?
Would I like to have maybe one more, DJ Spoon? Maybe
just one more.
Maybe one more. Got a boy, maybe a girl, and then. But these decisions, we're not the ones that make these decisions.
Yeah.
But me too, I'd be happy.
Nice. I see you're a chief supporter, as I did say. I'm a Paganeer. What's playing on your playlist? What type of music are you into?
Playlist. I listen to everything. I like my house music. Big Black Coffee fan. Listen to my hip hop. Whether it's your Drake. I enjoy Mac Miller as well. But yeah, I just put it on shuffle, and whatever plays, I listen to.
Nice. And then how are you outside of the cameras and at home? What type of guy are you?
I think I'm the same person that I am. I don't talk a lot. Very much to myself. Not an emotional person. I get in trouble with the wife because of that. She'll come and she'll be crying about this, and I'll just be there, not crying with her. So sometimes I get into trouble with that. But I like a good time as well. I like a good time as well, spending time with friends, spending time with family, getting up to naughty stuff. But yeah, I like a good time as well.
What are what are your 3 best books that you'd recommend to young hustlers out there? Or let me say three books that you feel have stood out out of all of the books you've ever read.
So I saw that one there, Betting on a Ducky.
You got from Tetonyat? Yeah, Betting on a Ducky is a dope book.
I read that book.
He's an incredible leader, this man.
I read that book about 2 years ago. Really enjoyed that.
By the way, go check out this one as well, The Odyssey of Liberation.
Odyssey of
the
Liberation.
Memoir of a Rebel Advocate. Advocate Moses Kakane is amazing.
Okay.
It's a dope book.
I'll have a look at it. Books. I don't read a lot of books.
Yeah.
I like biographies and autobiographies. Sporting stars that are icons to me. A guy like a Tiger Woods. Reading his biography or autobiography. Roger Federer. I think there's an inspirational story there for people who are ambitious and high achievers.
Big fan. I'm a big fan too. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Federer's story is amazing.
Yeah. Lewis Hamilton. If you can't get the book, watch the documentary.
Just crashed his Ferrari. Like usaqala but that's so crash your Ferrari.
Don't build him
Dope
another
dude,
one.
man. Yeah. And should you expect your own anytime soon?
My own book.
Yeah.
Books. I don't know, Sbo. Maybe if you ask the team, they'd love for one to
Come on, management. Come on, guys. Come on. This man must be shy into writing. He must write, this man. If he's lazy to write, get him a ghostwriter, let him tell a story. We need that book, bro. We need the book. Well, not even for us, for future generations. Because once you put your, your thoughts, you pen your thoughts onto paper, that exists forever, and it could be turned into anything. Documentaries, docu-series, movies could be turned into a movie, whatever. But it's stuff that's just going to be there forever for future generations.
I think when the time is right. For now, I'm kind of enjoying the moment and where I am.
Yeah. No, incredible guy, man, and I appreciate you paying me a visit. I'm so proud of you. Before we wrap it up, I want to know some of the people that inspire you.
People that inspire me, I mean, close to home, obviously, my parents. Looking at what they've achieved
They're still alive?
in their lives. They're still alive.
Oh, you
They're
bless.
still around.
Molweni, ninjani ekhaya. Enkosi. Looking forward to meeting you guys one day. Siyabonga ngomsebenzi omuhle. Okusikhulisela ukapteni wethu.
Yeah, they probably my biggest source of motivation. Yeah, my parents. And obviously within the sport itself, there'll be certain individuals, guys who've gone on to do good stuff. Tiger Woods, looking at him, a black guy in that space, and how he's changed the face of golf, not for himself, but for all golfers. Sachin Tendulkar as well, also a short in stature batsman, and how he's been able to achieve everything that he has coming from a country like India, who are cricket crazy. And I mean, the pressure that he was under, but still the way he was able to perform the way he did is very admirable.
What other skill do you have apart from playing cricket and being good with the numbers?
What other skill? I mean, I've got a hobby in golf. I enjoy my golf.
Okay.
Not as talented there as I would like, but I'm fairly decent as well within golf. So that's a hobby that I enjoy. I DJ a bit as well.
Oh, you play?
I DJ a little bit.
Nice.
Far from professional house. I think house is a bit easier.
Yeah, I love house too, yeah.
House is a bit easier to DJ. That's something I do on the side. Yeah.
So you only play England? Or you play at friends' parties?
I play at home. I play there at home.
Yeah.
The pleasure of my home, yeah.
Yeah. Are you a big entertainer? Do you entertain people in your home? You like visitors?
I enjoy entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, last year we did a house opening, and we invited family from the Eastern Cape, from Cape Town, from Upington, and we hosted them at our place.
Nice. In Cape Town or Joburg?
Here in Joburg,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And
House opening means is you just bought a brand new home? Or you just built it?
Just built it, yeah.
Nice, well done.
I mean,
bro.
that was fun to have. We as like in our cultures, whenever the whole family gets together, it's usually because there's some type of ingozi or we are burying someone. But to see everyone together, just celebrating the moment, seeing people we haven't seen for 10 years, that was quite beautiful. But yeah, I enjoy hosting. Bringing the friends over for a braai. If we get into any naughty business, it happens within those confines. That's essentially.
Yeah. Are you a gin, whiskey, or cognac guy?
I prefer gin. But if I go into the rest stuff, it'll probably be a cognac.
Okay.
Yeah.
No beers?
I don't enjoy beer.
Okay.
I don't enjoy beer.
It's crazy, neither do I, eh?
I don't enjoy beer.
I don't know why.
Maybe a cider.
Yeah, same here. Cider, yeah. I'd have a cider.
But I'm not a beer guy.
And you're not a smoker?
I don't smoke, no.
Oh, okay. Proud of you, bro. Last words to the hustlers out there?
Last words, I think keep pushing. I think we all have dreams and ambitions out there. We all know things get tough, but keep pushing, keep digging deep, keep finding it in you to keep making a positive stride forward, and all those positive strides put together will get you to where you are. But keep pushing. Kunzima pangaphandle, but it does get easier at some point.
Appreciate that. And lastly, I'm going to ask you to speak to your older self. 20 years from today, you will be like 55, maybe?
55,
Let me see.
Yeah.
Or maybe 25 years from today, you'll be 60. I'm going to send you this video. So I want you to look at that lens over there and speak to yourself. What would you like to say to that 60-year-old man over there? You're probably watching this video with your grandkids. What are your words to those people over there that are watching you?
Keep it short and simple. Everything that you went through, all the tough times, all the good times, it was all worth it, and you were made for it.
We love you, my brother. Thank you very much for your time and keep being incredible. I love your attitude.
Thank you.
I think it shows the type of family that you come from. Very humble. And,
Thank
you know, one mentor of mine once said to me, humility moves mountains. Because after all, Singabantu, Ubuntu, we're a people of Ubuntu, you know, so I can sense that within you, Ubuntu. And we appreciate your energy. May you continue being great and grow even further. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
TEMBA BAVUMA. Oh, before we go, is it TEMBA or is it TEMBA? Because I know it's when you write it, it's TEMBA. But when you pronounce it, I know we always call you TEMBA. But which one is correct?
TEMBA.
Or TEMBA.
There we go.
And when you write it, is it okay without the H? So it's TEMBA when you write it,
Yeah,
but
it's okay.
pronounced TEMBA.
Without the H, yeah.
Why does it? Why just? I'm just interested. Why no H?
I can give you my parents' number. I don't know why. That's how it was spelled.
Sure. No, in course, it's Abulela to the folks. We appreciate you guys for what you've raised there. An incredible job. And you said you've got a sibling as well, right?
Got two siblings.
Two siblings, yeah.
Younger sister, younger brother.
Yeah, and big up to your siblings as well. Thank you guys for borrowing him to the entire public and to the entire country. We love him and we love you. God bless.